Guys, doing it here again. Like I said, I was thinking about doing all these for the pay-per-views on the card, and last night was Battleground. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing how today's Raw is going to take place, and because of that, we had a lot of really good things. Like, it was a solid show. I'm going to start off with a pre-show. I'm actually giving an analysis of everything that I saw. The Brizongo Usos match. You know what? It's okay. It was okay. It wasn't the worst thing on the card. Every they're trying to make it where Breezango is an actual legitimate push. I like Tyler Breeze. This is okay. The Usos didn't deserve that loss, but you know what? It was a pre-show match. So who the hell cares? Starting off with the women's tag match. My God, that was gorgeous. That was the way to start off a show. Have the beauty of Sasha Banks and Bailey teaming up to each other after what they did in NXT Brooklyn. It's a good way to get Bailey onto the main roster if she's coming up. I don't know if she's coming up for a one-off right now. If she's not coming up, I don't know if she's going to Raw or SmackDown. Preferably Raw so we can see more of Sasha. Or so she can go against, not Sasha, Charlotte. That'd be real. That'd be awesome. Dana Brooke did okay. Bailey was, of course, fantastic. Charlotte as well. Sasha got the pin on Charlotte. I think at this point, writing's on the wall. We're getting a SummerSlam Charlotte versus Bailey, or sorry versus Banks for the Women's Championship, and I can't be more excited about that. Moving on to, I believe after that one, it was the U.S. title match, which was Rusev versus Zack Ryder. You kind of knew it was going to stay the way it was. Zack Ryder is on SmackDown, Rusev's on Raw. You need the U.S. title on Raw. Of course, it would have been interesting if they had done the complete switch of the title belts, like have the IC title be on Raw and then the US title be on SmackDown. This match was exactly the way you thought it would end. Rusev being portrayed as a monster heel, doing an accolade on Zack Ryder and making him look completely cowardly in the process. And then Mojo Rawley showed up out of nowhere, and that was kind of funny. Like I said last time, I like Mojo Rawley. I know he's a comedy act, but at this point, you kind of need them in the WWE, especially with the way they've been going recently. You need the hype bros. The hype bros need to stay together. After that, I believe was the Wyatt family and the New Day. Great match, fantastic match. The Wyatt family had the clear advantage. Like, I like what they were doing. It's kind of hard to say I didn't like this match. It was a great match. I absolutely love the fact that we got more of Xavier. He needs to be pushed more. He's probably the top guy on that group, so he needs to get all the push he can get. He's over as shit. He can wrestle her fantastically. And again, they did that thing of it looked like he was gonna turn to the Wyatt family, but then he snapped out of it and just kicked Bray in the face, and that was awesome. After that, IC title Miz versus Darren Young. The fuck was that finish? I don't. The match was going okay until I don't even know who was the first altercation. If it was Maurice, if it was Bob Backlund. I'm thinking it might have been Bob Backlund. If it was, Why? Dude, you have nothing to prove, and put your shirt back on. Holy shit. That was bad. I don't care who you are, that was bad. You don't like seeing an old man with his shirt ripped off and only his suspenders keeping the shirt on his body at all. No, just no. I didn't even know till after or until I looked at the results earlier today that the Miz had even won that match through disqualification. Or Darren Young had won that through disqualification, which meant the Miz kept his title. Which again, I could see why you don't want both belts on one show because that would completely undermine the other show. Please take this belt off the Miz. As much as he's the only one that actually kind of makes sense for him to have it, it needs to get taken off. He is the worst person to have this title just to feed his ego. I don't like the Miz, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, take that though. Take everything bad about that match and put it turn a complete 180, and then you have the beauty that was the 6-man tag between the Club and John Cena and Enzo Amore, which started off with one of the best promos that Enzo has ever done. This dude could not be more charismatic, is it? Unless he ate Shawn Michaels somehow. He is probably the best mic guy on the roster now. He surpassed John Cena in terms of everything he says is gold. That even like I don't even Cass was like, first off, give it a big hand to Enzo because that was fantastic, and I don't think that was. I don't think that was actually supposed to be said at first. Like I think that was an ad lib from Cass because he was just like, "Wow, holy shit!" That was my phone. What the hell? Anyway, John came over and shook Enzo's hand. He's like, yeah, you could see him mouth. God damn, dude. And John Cena won. I was actually kind of disappointed in the ending of the match, not because of the fact that John won. I'm okay with John winning. It's setting up for a SummerSlam, like that's gonna be their headlining thing is the SummerSlam fight between John Cena and AJ Styles, one last time because you know it's gonna happen. Because it's gonna be like, well, John, I beat you, and now you beat me, so we have to settle this one last time. We're both on the same the same side now, though. Because, yeah, that's what they could do. That'd be a good way to end the feud, SummerSlam and all that. Anyway, penultimate thing before the final match, the highlight reel with Chris Jericho, with the return of the original guy, Randy Orton. Can Randy actually get away with saying the no enhancement needed line? As much as I like Randy, that was a pretty ballsy thing to say, especially when you know Vince is in the back, probably like, what the fuck was that? Randy Orton has always been a favorite of mine. Like, I always have liked him. Even when I didn't like wrestling, I respected Randy Orton. So, yeah, like, that was his fake out RKO to the real RKO was funny, and it's just awesome seeing Chris Jericho get any type of shit gone to him because at this point he's just become a joke character, which is really sad considering how he was the best person a couple of years ago. And then Randy's throwaway line, "Yeah, I wasn't gonna be away for 9 months and face Fandango." And you're like, here's an ice pack, Jericho. You need that? There you go. Yeah, just take that. Final match of the night. The Shield triple threat. Good match, wrong pay-per-view. This should have been next month's pay-per-view, in my opinion. I see why they're doing it, especially with the brand split. They need to see who has the title. But they could have pushed this back to next month, and I don't think a single person would have minded. That being said, this match was fantastic. You had great spots from all three guys. All three of them know how to wrestle. Roman is the weakest of the three. You can obviously tell in terms of moveset, in terms of how he is on the mic. It's always been about Seth and Dean, and it will always continue to be about Seth and Dean. And now we have an official winner of the thing. Seth lost clean to Dean, who pinned. Well, actually, Seth did a pedigree that got kicked out by Roman. Roman ended up doing his spear Superman punch combo on Seth, and then Dean just hit him dirty deeds 1, 2, 3. Dean won clean at a no DQ match. I was actually kind of sad that there was only one chair that got brought out, and they only destroyed the Spanish announce table. I would have loved it if they destroyed the English announce table as well, because that's always going to be fun. And also the play that Seth and Dean were like, okay, he's the big guy. He's the one that we need to work on together. Me and you, 5-minute truce. We're gonna put this dumbass through a table. And they both it's pretty much like they looked at each other and said that in the span of 5 seconds, and they're like, okay, pick Roman up, throw him through a table, and then they proceed to beat the ever loving shit out of each other. It was a great match. Scene that is clearly Dean Ambrose is Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan's guy. Seeing Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose give that hug out in the last, or right after he won, Shane hugging him, the entire SmackDown locker room coming out, including John Cena and AJ Styles. They were in the same ring together. No shit was started, but I guess that makes sense. And then, funniest thing to me of the night was the Usos, Roman Reigns' cousins, mind you, lifting up Dean on their shoulders. And it's one of those things where it's gonna be like, that'd be funny if, like on Twitter or something, if Roman called that out, it's like, what the fuck, guys? Thinking about it though, that makes sense. Like they've always been friends with each other. But it was just funny seeing them lift him on the shoulders, and everybody in the SmackDown locker room is excited, and Stephanie's just over there in the corner in front of the announce table, just pissed off. Mick Foley's just there, kind of indecisive because he knows that Dean Ambrose is him 20 years earlier. Mick was probably okay with it secretly. Like, he didn't want them to win because he's technically working under Stephanie, but he did the passing of the torch thing with giving Barbie to him or to face Brock Lesnar, and Mick has always said that he actually likes Dean a lot more than he likes any of the other members of the Shield. So it's like, okay, this works. Wrapping up, I am going to definitely tune in tonight and tomorrow to see exactly what's going on. I want to see, just out of that pure spite, and I know for a fact it might happen because of who the commissioner is. I want to see tomorrow Stephanie break out a brand new design of the big gold belt. Have it where the World Heavyweight Championship returns, and they just give it to, like, they have Roman and Seth do a match tonight, and see, okay, winner of you two's match gets this belt. because you two were in the title picture last night, so you deserve a rematch for the title. Obviously, getting it to where Seth wins. So Seth has the World Heavyweight title, and Dean Ambrose has the WWE Championship. So now we have two belts again, but it'll be different this time because it'll be better. Because it's Raw and SmackDown, they're both live. And plus, it'd be a fun thing to play off of for Shane. It's like, well, looks like my sister was kind of jealous of me last night. Made her own belt and everything. Dean, come out here. That belt on your shoulder is the real belt. This is the better belt to have, and stuff like that. You can see what they can do with it. I know what they can do with it. You know what they can do with it. Anyway, that was my thoughts. See you guys next time.